All right, we're gonna be going through the Saw movies. A big fan of Saw. One of the movies that we always watch every single Halloween season, and I'm gonna be going through all 10 of them. Last place, I have Saw 3. Jeff is slow and annoying. They would have had a great character, except he's just not a good character. I mean, they had the heartwarming story about his losing his kid, and I don't think he makes any good decisions in this movie. A lot of people would agree. Next, I have the final chapter. I like this movie. I always defended it on the rewatch. I found it is like boring. Yeah, sure, the main point was really good, but every other side story was just horrible. Next, you have Saw 4. This is the one with the detective realize the him he's realizing that he needs to wait and he needs to get some patience, and he just sucks at it. He ends up blowing everything. But this is the one where we realize Hoffman is the apprentice. And it's really cool. I like it. I like it. Um Next, I have Saw. Yeah, Saw. It's just a little bit. It's just old. You can feel it. It's aged a lot. It's really boring at times. The flashbacks don't always work, and besides it being Saw and one of the movies we watch every single Halloween, it's starting to get old, and you can just feel how old and dated it is. Um, but it's still a much watch. Even if you don't like the horror, the whole big gruesome with the saw traps, this is actually quite toned down from the rest of them. So if you are don't like the whole gory gruesome, this actually may still work for you, though it's being a Saw movie. Next, I have Spiral. Spiral, it's mid. It's fun. They tried some humor. Chris Rock's were great. Samuel L. Jackson's great. Everything else is kind of mid. The crooked cop aspect of it, leaning more into cops being the main character, I thought actually kind of worked. It was just mid. Next I have Saw 5. This is another one where they added the group thing, and the group storyline about the people needing to work together was really good. Everything else was just kind of boring. They had the side story on where Hoffman was trying to frame the other detective, and that was probably the most like it was good, but it was still kind of mid. So it's in the middle there for me. It's not bad. I'd say that I actually enjoyed this one a lot. Next, I have Jigsaw. This is another one I really enjoyed. It was new, gave me a new take. The one big problem was they added a new apprentice. In the last two movies, we got two more apprentices. We've seen our original with Amanda, then Hoffman was the original, and then the doctor was the original, and then now this guy is the original before the doctor, before Hoffman, before Amanda. It gets boring. They have to retcon some stuff, but it's great. We actually saw John come back as the killer. I think it's what lead this bringing us back to John in Saw X. So I'm kind of thankful. I always thought they would make a Jigsaw 2. I always thought they'd bring the Doctor back. They never did that, so we'll see what they have planned next. Next, I actually do have Saw 10. Saw 10 is a very good one. They bring it back to John. Kind of already talked a little bit about it. I love the ending. Most of these movies, I love the ending. It's what saves the movies for me is the ending. Um, and I love the kid. I want to see the kid back. I loved Amanda. Um, I loved a lot of things about that movie. It was pretty much the best movie we got. It was pretty much perfect. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but as of now, it's at third place, and that's really not that bad out of 10. Um, Next, second place, I have Saw 2. Saw 2, it's fun. I love Saw 2. This is the first one where we get the group activity, the group chat, the chat trap, and we get to see more of John Kramer being pretty. I mean, he's kind of like. I mean, he's a dick. He's my antagonist. He's antagonizing Detective Matthews. pushing his buttons to make him lose his game. He kind of rooted against Detective Matthews to lose his game, and he kind of set him up. And it leads into the third movie and the fourth movie, and then you get this connective storyline for movies one, two, three are like a trilogy, and then four, five, six are all connected, and seven's the ending, which a little bit time gap. So I really like to. My number one favorite is actually Saw 6. This is the one with the insurance where the guy picks who lives and who dies, and John um, basically says that mentality won't work. Like, you're forgetting about the will to live. It really pushes into that aspect of John's mentality. Um, and it actually worked. I mean, it did prove a lot in this movie, and it did change some. The I would say it would change the guy's perspective on life. And he got to choose. He did get to choose who lived and died, so it was really fascinating. I just loved it, and I feel like it was very main in the trap and a little less on the side stuff. But even the side stuff was great with Hoffman and him being tested. And I just thought everything about this movie was perfect. I like the side stuff, the two different stories. I liked both sides of the story. Normally, I liked one side or the other. I liked both sides. And that's my ranking for all the Saw movies. Thank you.